Hey guys, it's me, Emil, and today I'm going to be ranking every single thing I watched in June of 2025. So I started this series last month. It didn't do too well as far as views are concerned, but that's okay because I'm still kind of working out the kinks with this whole YouTube thing, coming back to it. But it was a really easy video to make, and I enjoyed making it, so I'm going to do it again for June. A couple of people in the comments section in the last video were saying that this was very, podcast-like. So, I'm going to format this kind of like a podcast, I guess. I'm going to do not as many cuts, and I'll leave a lot of room for me to kind of just not, if I flub over my words, I'll keep some of it in to make it sound more podcast-like or genuine, you know? Now, fair warning, I did not watch that many movies in June, but it was because I was binging, all of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and there were 2 TV shows that I did finish in June that I'm going to be touching on in this video today. So, yeah, let's get to the tier list. So, as opposed to last month, I changed up the tier list a little bit. At the top, we've got favorite of all time. I've still got that one from last time. Underneath, we got solid, and then this is a new addition. We have good. I felt the need to add in something between solid and okay because solid was getting a lot of movies last month. But I think the way I'm gonna kind of orient this is the favorite of all time will be a very hard spot to get into. It's not gonna be like, oh wow, Avatar. I haven't seen Avatar, but Avatar is maybe like a perfect movie or something like that. But if I don't think it's like my favorite of all time, I'm not putting it in favorite of all time. I'll put it in solid. Underneath good though, we have the returning okay, and then we have the newcomer, which is meh, which replaced bad because I don't like that much negativity on the internet. So we have meh now, and you'll see how that comes into play in a few minutes. And then underneath everything is the worst. This one is kind of negative. But I don't care because anything that manages to get into the worst, we need to start fresh. These are the movies that Disney does need to remake, if any of them are Disney that end up. I don't know what I'm yapping about. Let's get to the rankings of the actual movies now. Okay, so we started off kind of crazy at the beginning of June, and it was because I was hanging out with some friends and we didn't know what to watch, and we saw this thumbnail and we were like, oh wow, this movie looks insane. We have to watch this. The first thing on the list is called The Big Trip. I haven't watched this since June 3rd. I don't remember a single thing from this. The only thing that I really remember from this is that there's a wolf in it, and for some reason, in every single scene he's in, he's afraid and he feels the need to just fall over. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. Also, this movie is from apparently the creators of Madagascar, but it is literally the plot of Ice Age. I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna put this one in the worst. Sorry, The Big Trip fans, but this one was not a great trip for me. And with a crazy juxtaposition, the next thing I watched in June was Steven Soderbergh's Presence. This is a movie that I think came out last year at film festivals and stuff or something, or not in the United States. I don't know. I think it came out in theaters in January, or I'm just kind of behind. I don't know. My professor last year, it sounds cool. It's like a ghost movie. And there's a ghost in the house, and you're in the perspective of the ghost. Unfortunately, though, I didn't really care for Presence. I guess it was just because it's not really what I expected. I don't know. It's just I watched the A24 film A Ghost Story a year ago, and I think that one was what this movie was, but better. I know Steven Soderbergh's thing is that it's kind of he tries to do I don't know. He has a lot of things that he does as a director. He edits his own movie, but then he names himself something different in the credits. I think it's his parents' name or something. And then there's something where he films the movie in chronological order so he can edit it as it's going. I don't know. This movie is definitely taking a lot of creative liberties. The movie's not bad. I think I'm gonna make a decision now. I think I'm gonna put it in okay. And it's not because the movie's bad. I think I just saw it done better in A24's A Ghost Story. I don't know. This one's definitely more creative than A Ghost Story because it has it's the whole first person point of view thing is really cool, and Steven Soderbergh as a director, I hear does a lot of not revolutionary maybe, but maybe unique kind of things, and I'm interested to check out other Steven Soderbergh movies, but Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I thought this one was okay. The third movie I watched in June was the Emoji Movie. I'm about as disappointed as you are. The Emoji Movie is I'm talking about the Emoji Movie like it's some profound thing. It's not. The Emoji Movie is, I think it's not as bad as people give it credit for. At the beginning of the movie, it's like trying to do something, and then at the end, it's like taking itself way too serious. I think it forgets that it's a movie about emojis. Whatever. It's the Emoji Movie. I don't need to talk about it. But one of the reasons why I changed bad to meh in this video is because I was gonna put the Emoji Movie in meh. I don't think it's the worst. Is that a hot take? I don't know. It's the Emoji Movie. Why do you care? It's not the worst movie ever, but I think putting it in meh, like Gene, is fine. But like, it's not. The Big Trip was, I couldn't follow that. I couldn't follow, the Big Trip was incomprehensible. Whatever. I'm moving on. You're gonna have to deal with that. Next up on the June list is Mars Attack. This one has been in my watch list for like a really, really long time because I'm a big fan of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I thought this was like in a similar vein to that. Unfortunately, it's not really in a similar vein to Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I think Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a much better B movie, similar to the Emoji Movie. I think this movie at points is forgetting that, like, I know Tim Burton made it. Or whatever. And this movie also is kind of saved a lot by its like celebrity all-stars cast they have in this. Like unknowingly or knowingly, they have like so many big names. Danny DeVito, Jack Black, Jack Nicholson, the girl who plays freaking Padme, I forget her name at the top of my head, and so many other like A-list well-known celebrities are in this one. And it's just, how could this movie be like bad? I don't know. It's been about like a whole month since I actually have seen this one, but I can barely remember a single thing from it. Unfortunately, I do like the way that the little critters look, but it's like weird because yeah, some of the CGI is charming, but then at the same time, it's like not trying to be funny. It's like maybe it's like Rick and Morty, you know, like I'm too dumb to comprehend Mars Attack. I don't know. I'm gonna also put Mars Attack in okay, but I think I definitely had my expectations a lot higher than they should have been whenever I was viewing this film. The next movie I watched in June was the Phoenician Scheme. And this one, I really enjoy this one. I'm going to put it in good, but at the same time, I don't know. I think sometimes a Wes Anderson movie is kind of my jam, but at other points, I don't think I care for every single one of his movies. I did like his Wes Anderson like style humor in this one, and I thought it was really cool that this was a Wes Anderson action movie. I thought that was really cool. So there was like fight scenes, but it was shot in the Wes Anderson style, and I think that was really cool. I mean, Walter White's balling in this one. Do I need to say anything else? I don't know. It's good. It's good. It's a good movie. Next up was a movie that I made a video about this month, so go check that out if you haven't. It is Gremlins 2: The New Batch. This one I've liked a lot since I was a kid, and I would defend this one a whole lot. So yeah, I'm gonna put this one in favorites of all time. This was really just a rewatch for me. So yeah, I'm just gonna put Gremlins 2 in favorites of all time. If you want to know any of like the big reasons why I like Gremlins 2, then go watch that video. And same thing for the next one, which is the Muppet Movie. I'm also going to put this one in favorite of all time because, dude, the Muppet Movie means like so much to me and it just inspires me every single day. Go watch that video as well. I'm going to be putting little cards at the top of the screen, and this video might end up being like 7 minutes long. Who knows? But next up is The Life of Chuck. I had literally no clue what this movie was about before going in. And it's very weird because I knew this was a like Stephen King novel, at least I was told that. So I was a little confused from that because I was like, why is he writing like a drama type book? I don't know. But at the same time, I think I enjoyed the message that this movie was doing. But at the same time, I enjoyed this movie for like what it was. But it kind of was one movie at the beginning to get you hooked. And then it kind of just went on. And then went on, and it has like a weird Stephen King type. At the end, you're like, oh yeah, Stephen King definitely wrote this. That makes sense because it's kind of like a little freaky weaky and like weird, and kind of has a weird ending similar to like The Shining. But I don't know, I thought it was good. I definitely got invested in the character of Chuck, you know, the guy that nobody knows. It was a pretty good movie. I don't know. June was pretty underwhelming with movies for me. I don't know why. However, for TV shows, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia kind of stole this entire month for me. Now, without thinking, I think I am going to put It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in favorites of all time because I plan on rewatching this one a lot. There's so many good episodes, and even if there is like a random like weird or bad episode, the good outweighs the bad in my book, and I think I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt to just put it in that really, really high tier. If you grew up watching The Muppets or like The Amazing World of Gumball or something, and you've never seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but you've seen shows like Smiling Friends as you've grown up and become an adult, go watch It's Always Sunny. Now for the rest of the video, I will be discussing spoilers for each and every single one of the things I'm going to talk about, because I didn't really talk about that. I didn't do like a YouTube review of these things. And the first thing on the list is 28 Years Later. Now, I'm going to preference this by saying I'm a massive fan of 28 Days Later, the original movie starring Cillian Murphy that came out in like 2002, 2003, something like that. However, 28 Years Later didn't really do it for me. I know it's doing it for a lot of other people, but unfortunately, it was not my cup of tea. And I think that's okay. I think it's okay for movies to kind of not match someone's expectations, which was kind of what happened here. Like, I was expecting one movie. I was expecting a movie similar to 28 Days Later, but it was like not that at all. It was more The Last of Us, less The Walking Dead. Another thing that kind of like annoyed me with this movie was kind of the iPhone stuff. I know it's like, oh no, if you didn't know it was an iPhone whenever you were going into the movie, you weren't gonna know it was how could you possibly tell it was an iPhone? Dude, my favorite part about 28 Days Later is that it looks like crap. And the world is crap. And it's supposed to represent, you know, how the world is crap, and when their life gets better at the end, it's shot on film. I get maybe their life is like okay now, so it's like shot on iPhone, but at the same time, dude, I don't care. Throughout this entire movie, they try to do these like cinematic shots, and if you combine that with Danny Boyle's like really crazy editing style, I felt like I was having a stroke. At least in the beginning portion of this movie, like up until like they go back to the island and then come back. Dude, there were so many cinematic shots, I was getting actually angry. And unlike The Life of Chuck, the second part of the movie is what kind of lost me. I was really into the beginning of the movie, and I know that's the point. It changes your expectations of what the movie is supposed to be about. But you know what? Even though that's the point, I'm not going to glaze it and be like, oh my god, this is an absolute masterpiece, because you know what he did there. He kind of flipped your expectations. Doesn't mean I have to like it. I'm sorry. All the, like, I don't know how many people, but I assume there's a lot because all of my friends like this movie. I'm sorry, all you guys that really like this one. This is not the movie that I paid money to go to. I kind of felt cheated. Another thing I was kind of upset about in this movie was in the original 28 Days Later, those zombies were horrifying. And it's not that I watched that movie when I was like a child and I'm like, oh, that's really scary because of nostalgia. And I know that the alphas were supposed to be like, oh, these are the ones that are the threat. But like, I don't care, dude. The whole reason that I liked the original 28 Days Later was because every single one of them was freaking horrifying. Now they've got the little pig ones that sneak up on you. They've got the little, I guess they're the betas that obey the alpha. I get that he wanted to show like evolution and then how like time would move on and stuff after 28 years. But in my opinion, it kind of took away the original charm of 28 Days Later while doing so. The best thing that movie had was the crazy extreme zombies / rage virus people and the horrible camera quality. I'm sorry, I know that I'm the filmmaker, so I'm supposed to really like this movie and connect with it, but this one didn't really do it for me. And I talked all that crap, and I'm really just gonna put it in okay. Like, it's not the worst movie ever. It's not going with the Emoji Movie and the worst. But there was so much of the movie I was just like mixed on. And so I think just putting it in like the middle of the road is like the easiest thing I can do. However, with the crazy sleeper pick, I'm going to be putting Disney Pixar's Elio in solid. And if that, I can hear all the people clicking off the video at this moment, because I just went on a big rant about 28 Days Later, and then I put Elio and the Muppet Movie at the top of the list. So you think I'm like a man-child, as Sabrina Carpenter says. Disney Pixar's Elio, I think I like more because it is an original Disney Pixar movie, and we haven't gotten a lot of good ones of those lately. I can tell that the people behind this movie actually cared about it, and there's so many shots that look really good, and it felt like what the new Lilo and Stitch should have been and could have been, but it just chose not to, because, you know, that's because whatever, we don't want to promote Elio. Who cares about Elio? I think my friend Tyler said it best. Like, this is Lilo and Stitch in reverse. Instead of like a kid on Earth being lonely and only having like one parental figure to look after him, and then an alien crash lands on Earth and joins up with them, this is the opposite. This kid is so lonely that he wants to get abducted by aliens and goes into space and tries to deal with a bunch of alien politics. Dude, that ending like got me. I don't know. This was probably the best Pixar movie in literal years that it's not like, oh, it's Toy Story 4, so it's like a really solid movie because I really care about these characters, so they don't have to do much like character building in this. This one was great. This was a solid movie, and I am so happy that I watched this one. Go check Elio out to the point where like they make a Elio ride in like Tomorrowland, similar to how they did with Encanto, where everybody watched it on Disney Plus. Go do that. Go do that, or go see it in theaters. That would be even better because it could make money and beat How to Train Your Dragon, which is not because nostalgia. And then the second and last thing I watched in June was season 3 of Squid Game. Now, I've been a fan of Squid Game since it was coming out in 2021. I think that original season is really good, and the second season is really good, but this new one is like more depressing than anything. And also, I will definitely touch on spoilers for this part, so if you care about the ending of literally Squid Game, just skip to the next section. So I'm going to talk about the winner now, so if you didn't skip, that's on you. It's interesting that the baby won Squid Game. I get where it was going, and I was very, very sad that Gi-hun had to sacrifice himself for the baby. I'm going to put Squid Game Season 3 in good, and it's mainly due to the fact that this was kind of like the second part of Season 2. It wasn't like its own standalone season. I know it needed like room to breathe or whatever, but I don't know why all of this couldn't just been in one season. I don't know. I think if Season 2 and Season 3 were like one package, it would probably be solid to maybe my favorite of all time, depending on how much I really, really liked it. But as Squid Game Season 3 like stands alone, I think it's just like, it's good. It was more depressing, if anything. But the last movie on the list is Clueless. I am clueless on how this movie is because I have not seen it yet, but I'm filming this pretty early because I've got a lot of plans because this is a holiday weekend and stuff. And I have tickets to go see this at one point in June, but I have not seen it yet. It's re-releasing in theaters at like the Fathom Events things at AMC. So I don't really know how Clueless is, but Rajan really likes this one and he really wants me to watch it. So I'm hoping that this one is either good, solid, or favorite of all time. I hope it's somewhere on there, but I guess we'll see when we cut right now to Future Emil. Clueless was crazy, bro. That movie was so funny. I'm putting that in favorites of all time. I don't even care, bro. I don't gaff, bro. Yeah, that movie was great. All right, here goes the outro. So yeah, that is my ranking of every single thing that I watched in June of 2025. I swear I'm going to watch a lot more in July because I'm going to have a lot more free time. I won't be always just watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you have different opinions of some of the movies I have on this list, like I could imagine that 28 Years Later is going to be kind of controversial. Elio could be controversial. Squid Game, maybe. Maybe the Emoji Movie could be controversial. But if you think differently for me, I would love to hear your reasoning. Don't be too mean, but put in the comments down below. And yeah, for another monthly recap, join me in August where I rank every single thing that I watched in July. All right, that's about it. I'll see you next week.